Hey guys, welcome back. Let's continue with this. And today what I want to do is add in some collectibles. So this is going to be similar to our platform spawners. So what we'll do is create a prefab for our collectibles. Let's go back to assets and images and game elements. And I'm going to choose, let's go with the star. Nice and easy to see. I'm just going to move this to the right a bit. And we need to get that to move. So exactly what we did with our platforms, we had auto move. Okay, so auto move, make sure that's selected. Direction, we're gonna set it to -1. Let's press play and just test it out. Oops, gravity is still on. So when we add the auto move script, it adds in the rigid body 2D, which has gravity set to 1. Let's make that 0. And okay. Cool. We'll move right through it because we still need to add in the collectible script. Okay, so collider 2D needed. We're going to make that a circle. That size is fine. You can shrink it if you want to. Now for the collectible script to work, we need to make sure on our alien 1, our player, is actually tagged as player. Okay, let's press play. We should be able to collect it, but we have no score at the moment, so let's add that in. Let's go to assets and prefabs, user interface. Let's drag that in. While we are here, we want to make this infinite. So it's by default the game type on UI script is set to score. Let's make that endless. Let's press play. Okay, good. You'll see that health is still there, which is a bit annoying. Let's see if we can get that removed. Stats panel. It's left number, left label. I don't know if we remove this, if we're going to have any issues. Let's try to just disable that and see what happens. Okay, so it just says our score on the right. Everything looks okay so far. Okay, good. Okay, so let's remove the life that was on the top left of the screen. Expand user interface stats and disable left number and left label. You select it and you uncheck the checkbox here on the top right and the inspector. Okay, what's next? We need a spawner. So we've got our star in the scene. We've changed some things. It's a prefab, so what we need to do is apply that to the actual prefab. So when you make a change to a prefab in the scene itself, what you need to do is select it and okay, playground doesn't have that feature. There's a feature called override in prefab, so let's just make sure we do that in the prefab itself. So we double click the star, that opens it up in the prefab editor, and mass we need to set to 0. Direction -1 is fine. Just save that. I'm going to click back. So once you're in prefab editor, just make sure you click this left arrow on the over here in the top left corner. That takes you back to the game, and we want a spawner. So let's select one of our platform spawners, hit Ctrl D to duplicate. I hit F2 to rename, and I'm going to call this Star Spawner. And we need to make sure that instead of where we have prefab to spawn, we've got platform 3. We need to just make sure we add in our star over there. let's see, where did it create our spawner? Okay, it created it over here. Let's just move this down a bit. And these three icons here, 1, 2, 3, that's for our platform spawners. So I'm going to move this a bit out, just so we know our platform spawners are here all in one line. Our star spawners a bit to the left, and let's resize that. So I'm going to increase the Y size of the spawner and move it up a bit. Now the reason for this is so that our stars will spawn inside this rectangle over here, just to give it some randomness. So let's press play and see what happens. Okay, I need to remove that initial star from the scene. And it's not spawning. Let's click on scene and see what's happening. Ooh. I don't know if you noticed that, but it's creating our star and it's shooting off to the left very, very quickly. What's the reason for that? So on our spawner, we've just got spawn interval. So let's just have a look at our star. Our star's mass is gone down to 0.0001. Okay, for some reason, let's just change it back to 1. And press play. Click on scene and hit back so you can see it spawning. Okay, that looks better. Let's restart that and see if it's playable. Okay, you can change how fast you want your star to move. And if you go to your prefab again and open it up, there's a bit of a problem here in that your direction is limited to a whole number. So -1 seems to kind of be it. If you want it a bit smaller, like -0.5, it doesn't quite work out. So what you need to do is change your mass. Okay, so if you make it 10, it will move a bit slower to the left. So let's see. I'll just play around with that. Doesn't seem to be spawning anymore. What's happening? Okay, just quite slow. So you see it changing the mass did have an impact. So it created them quite slowly out to the right and took a while for them to come back into the scene. Okay, so on your star spawner, remember you want to change that spawn interval. It's 3 seconds at the moment, so that's good for testing. And yeah, just to remind you, double click on star, play with that mass to change the actual speed. Once you're in your prefab spawner, click on the left button there to go back to your game. Okay, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover for this Infinite Runner. If you guys have any more ideas or want to see anything else, let me know. Otherwise, if you have any other game ideas that you would like to see me try out, specifically for Unity Playground, I will see if it's actually possible. It's obviously not going to be perfect, like in this case. This Infinite Runner is not quite the perfect Infinite Runner, but it's something. And I'm sure you guys can do a lot better than what I did here. This was just really for demonstration purposes and to see if it was possible. So yeah, it was an interesting exercise, and yeah, please drop a comment and let me know what you think. Till next time, enjoy.